Hello, dear students. Today's class is for class 10. Subject is democratic politics. And the first chapter of democratic politics is power sharing. This chapter is available in two parts, dear students. This is the first part. First of all, some general instructions for you. You need to have notebook and pen so that you can write down some of the important points also. So, the first chapter, power sharing. Power sharing and intelligent sharing of power among legislature, executive and judiciary is very important to the design of a democracy. In this chapter, we will start with two stories from Belgium and Sri Lanka. Both these stories are about how democracies handle demands for power sharing. So, after knowing about the two case studies from Belgium and Sri Lanka, you will be able to know well that why power sharing is required, why it is desirable. So, we will start with the first case study or the story, that is from Belgium. Belgium is a small country in Europe and it shares borders with Netherlands, France, Germany and Luxembourg. If you talk about area and population of Belgium, it is smaller in area than the Indian state of Haryana, with a population of over 1 crore. As you can see the map of Belgium over here. So, ethnic composition. Ethnic is a new term for you students. So, you must know that what is ethnic. Suppose if we talk about the ethnic composition of our country, that is India, we say that Hinduism also exists. Followers of Islam are also there. Christianity, Jainism, Sikhism, Buddhism and many more. People, they speak different languages. People, they follow different traditions. They have their different diversity in culture is also there. Assamese are also there, Keralites are also there, people from Tamils are also there, Punjabis are also there. Likewise, this is the ethnic composition of our country. In the same way, Belgium is also having an ethnic composition which is very complex. I must tell you students. 59% of the people they speak, 59% of the population they speak Dutch and they live in Flemish region. 40% of the population they speak German. 40% of the population they speak French and they live in Wallonia region. And 1% of the population they speak German. Now the capital of Belgium is Brussels. Brussels, here if you look at the country, the whole country Belgium, you will find that Dutch, they are in majority and French speaking population, they are in minority. But the situation is just opposite in the capital city Brussels. Here 80% they speak French and 20% 70% they speak Dutch. You can clearly see at the map. You can have a look at the map of Belgium. Here, the reddish part, the shaded part, is the Walloon region, where French-speaking population is there. And in the yellowish part, Flemish region. It is Flemish region where people, they speak Dutch. And in between you can see a point that is the capital city of Brussels. So this was all about the ethnic composition of Belgium and its capital city, Brussels. Now, the next topic is the tension which emerged between the Dutch and French-speaking community. As we know that whenever prosperity comes to a country, basically, first of all, it is seen in its capital, whether it is a national capital or a state capital. Development in terms of education, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of everything that comes under development. The same how the minority French-speaking community, which was a majority in Brussels, they were relatively rich and powerful. This was resented by Dutch-speaking community, who got the benefit of economic development and education much later. Slowly and slowly, the situation became more tensed during 1950s and 1960s. As you know, I have told you earlier, because of ethnic composition, the tension between the two communities were more acute in the capital city, Brussels. So these were some of the reasons why there was tension between French and Dutch-speaking community. Now, what did the Belgian leaders do to sort out this tension, to sort out this problem? The Belgian leaders recognized that the existence of regional differences and cultural diversity is important to make a nation more stronger. And to make this nation strong, they amended their constitution 4 times, dear students. Between 1970 and 1993, 4 times they amended, so that they could accommodate the regional differences and social diversities. Some of the steps which were taken by the Belgian government, Belgian leaders, a central government was made, and in that equal number of Dutch and French-speaking ministers were there. Equal number of Dutch and French speaking. Now, there was a state government also which was not subordinate to the central government. It means that they were free to take their own decision. Capital city of Brussels, it was having a separate government in which both the communities have equal representation. Because Dutch at the central level agreed to share the power equally with the French. So in the capital city, a separate government was formed. Their French people, they agreed for the equal representation. Apart from all these, apart from central and state government, a third kind of government was there. Third type of government was the community government, and that government was elected by Dutch, French and German speaking people who took the decisions regarding language, culture and educational issues. So look at this. Central government, equal representation. State government was not subordinate to central government. And Brussels, a separate government was there. There also equal representation was there. And third type of government, that is community government. There also equal representation was there from all the three communities who took decisions regarding language, culture and educational issues. This was how they accommodated the social diversity in Belgium. Now, let us take a look over the case study of Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is an island nation. It is a smaller island in Asia, a few kilometers off the southern coast of Tamil Nadu. And if you talk about population of Sri Lanka, it is about 2 crore. If we talk about the ethnic composition of Sri Lanka, let us see. Sinhala speakers. Sinhala is a language. Sinhala is a language, dear students, and 74% of the population, they speak Sinhala. 18% of the population, they speak Tamil. Out of that 18%, 13% they are Sri Lankan Tamils. They are Sri Lankan Tamils, means proper they are from Sri Lanka only. And the remaining 5%, they were the Indian Tamils. Now, who are Indian Tamils? Indian Tamils are those whose forefathers, whose ancestors came from India as a plantation worker during the colonial period. During the British period, they were taken as a plantation workers. And others constituted of 8%. And I should tell you, students, most of the Sinhala speaking people are Buddhist. Most of the Sinhala speaking people are Buddhist. And most of the Tamils are Hindus or Muslims. Now, let us take, to accommodate this social diversity, what did the Sri Lankan leaders do? How they accommodated the people, the social diversity of Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka, it emerged as an independent country in the year 1948. It was having a democratically elected government which adopted a series of majoritarian measures to adopt a Sinhala supremacy. Majoritarianism is a new term for you students, majoritarianism. Now, let me tell you what is majoritarianism. It is a belief that majority community, means Sinhala speakers who were in majority, who were Buddhist, should be able to rule a country in whichever way it wants, by disregarding the wishes and needs of the minority. In short, majority should rule over minority, disregarding the wishes and needs of the minority. So, an act was passed in the year 1956 to declare Sinhala as official language. The government also recognized Sinhala applicants for university jobs and government jobs. In short, we can say that they were given special privileges. Buddhism, it was considered as the official religion also. So there was a feeling of alienation. Among whom? Among the Tamil speakers. Why? Because all the priority was given to the Sinhala speakers. And this led to a civil war. Why? Because Tamils, they wanted that Tamil should be declared as an official language. But when the Sri Lankan government refused their demand, so now they started demanding a separate Elam. Elam means a different state or country, you can say. So this led to a civil war. Now what is a civil war? It is a violent conflict between social groups within a country that becomes so intense that it appears like a war. Means the social division, the people of different culture, tradition, or the people who speak different languages, they start fighting with each other for their rights, and this appears like a war. That's why it is called civil war. Civil means people, and war when they fight with each other. So two different case studies I told you. One from Belgium, which was a model, and second case study, Sri Lanka. Belgium enjoyed a happy ending, whereas Sri Lankan leaders who failed to accommodate social diversity, they faced a civil war which is still going on. That's all for today, students. In the next part, we'll start by comparing both the situations. We'll come to a conclusion that yes, power sharing should be there. Why it is desirable, we'll see in the next part. Thank you, students.